Yo, what's going on everybody? Xanthos Vice here, and we are back with some more Bunch of Grey Raven. I hope you guys have a great day so far. Yes, I'm finally back to continuing with this story for chapter 28. So where we last left off, once again, Kowloon has gotten themselves into a bit of trouble. But kind of in the sense that it's like, I think it was that people are still trying to find like any remnants or connection to Huazhu with their current situation, and the fact that it actually took a little while for Babylon to actually send reinforcements. Because, I mean, to be fair, I can say Huazhu was used by the Ascendants in like fake Ascension to attack Babylonia. It's not entirely surprising to think they are a part of it. Oh, one second. Anyway, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Gotta check something. So yeah, we're gonna continue with the Polaris Bond stuff today, and we'll see how far we can go. I don't think we'll finish this, but hope we get like close to another third done. Or actually, let me see how far we went last time. Oh no, yeah, we are kind of like a third done. Okay, so yeah, we're also at the part where the Grey Ravens and the Strike Hawk have finally made it here to assist with the whole situation in trying to keep these like new hybrids of what was it called? The Punishing away. So we'll continue that and see how far we can go, because we still haven't seen anything about like what's going on with Lady Chu. So wonder if we'll actually get to see that today. Tune the game. Because, okay, yeah. So we were trying to put back up the light barrier that was up last time that Gabriel took down in the past. I think like it was like around chapter 10ish or something. You promised this wouldn't happen. Remember what you said? You said restarting the light wall would solve everything. We've sacrificed so much. We'll do so much just to get this thing up and running. And now what? What am I supposed to do now? The Punishing is seeping into the ground. What kind of elimination is this? So many of us died for absolutely nothing. Members of the Kowloon crew and the command room are all holding their breaths. We've seen their leader this angry. Feng notices his emotional outburst and takes a deep breath before picking up the pen. Sorry. I was just relaying what Huazhu said. Maybe Huazhu made a mistake. It looks like the light wall can only eliminate the hetero creature forms, but not the Punishing in them. Turn on the map table continues to flash and beep. I didn't know. I'll take full responsibility. Blaming is pointless at this point. The light wall didn't solve everything. That slowed their advance. The question is, what do we do next? Based on previous experience, once the Punishing seeps into the earth, there's no way to eradicate it. Maybe we should send everyone onto the Niter? Can the Niter break through the Punishing that's accumulated on the outer harbor? No. The Niter won't make it through the Punishing when it's so concentrated. If we force it through the southern outer harbor, the Niter would turn to a metal coffin. Or, we have one less hope. It's not up to me. I don't need a suggestion robot in a machine. Okay. Whatever happens, we can't stay here any longer. Soon the hetero creatures will spread via the underground transport tunnels. I have to retreat for now. Retreat? To where? Kowloon is right behind us. There are a lot of mountains behind Kowloon and several inland safe zones. But if we retreat now, our enemies will just show up at our doorstep again sooner or later. Yeah. Mr. Schultz. Yes, it seems like these machines with self-awareness came from the Science Council too. The models mentioned in these reports might be crucial clues. Oh, yes, this was the other thing. Like, Asimov and I, or the commandant, have been getting a specific kind of information regarding the different kinds of constructs, the meaning behind our ascendants, like Lady Chu and such. And I think it was also a bit about like the Chrono group as well. I'll be honest, a lot of it's just like past me at this point, so I can't quite remember all the specifics. And we just might gain a whole new perspective of civilization and machines themselves, and we learn about where these machines come from. I mean, they might have already formed a sizable group already. Something unusual about the person named Han Ying, whom Palau refers to as sister. The Mechanor accompanying her is the odd one out in the room. Has anyone considered another way? Natural course of events. Inevitable outcome of the process of evolution. What did you say? Appears that Lee might have come to the same conclusion as you. Lee keeps his eye trained on Schultz. Sam slowly moves to the gun beside him. No, that's right. We're all on a race for Lady Chu because she holds information about like Hua Zhu and kind of like its connection to Gestal, right? Or even to like the Zero reactor. Seriously, I really should have like gone through a bit of the information before I started this, but whatever. A perfect free world without any interference. An inorganic world. Watch out. Yeah. Yeah, that has to be like, that's Lady Chu's agenda. It's no different from before. Try bleed piece through her chest from behind. To everyone's surprise, there isn't blood that's seeping out of her body. A mechanoid. Han Ying? What's happening? Goodbye, hypocrite in human skin. Xi and Chrome couldn't draw their weapons in time because of the limited space in the war room. Only Lee reacted fast enough because he was prepared. The look grazes Han Ying's face and buries it into the wall behind her. Despicable scum. Don't worry, this will all end soon. You betrayed the church. No, the church betrayed the church. Pulls the blade from Han Ying's body as she collapses on the floor like a puppet without strings. Late? This will all end soon, Chief. Before you pass out, you see Lee firing at the Mechanor with a rapidly blinking blue light. Don't remember anything else after that, except dizziness and ringing in her ears. That's just fantastic. Xanthos. Xanthos. Live. Won't she? I'm okay. I'm good. I will become deaf. I will have my revenge. I will live. Was mich nicht umbringt, macht mich stärker. That which does not kill me makes me stronger. Oh god. Of course it'd be in German. Give me a sec, I'll be back. Sorry about that. I keep getting called for stuff. Why should I trust a counselor from Kurino? You don't have to. You must understand that Parliament wouldn't have passed that bill so quickly if Kurino didn't interfere. And if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have gotten your hands on that report. So, are you here to reap the fruits of my hard work? I prefer to call it sharing. You of all people should know that I will make all of this public when I get a chance. So why bother asking me all these questions now? I won't stop you. If Kurino wanted to stop you, we could have gotten you kicked from the Science Council for many reasons. With information and knowledge comes power, and power is authority. In other words, you hold more power now than anyone in Babylonia. You want to hear it from me? Keep quiet. I will. Hello. Asimov? What's going on? What happened? It's kinda complicated and sudden. Let's hope it was just a self-destructing robot attack and nothing worse. A mechanoid was injured. In any case, everything's still a mess. You go first. Fine. According to the report from this afternoon. Wait, is this an encrypted channel? Yes. Good. Go ahead. I noticed a few things on the report contents, but I can't say for sure if they're all connected yet. Anyway, we concluded that Project Gestalt was handled by Section 3 of the Science Council during the Golden Age. Oh, no, yeah, okay. Now I remember. Is that we were trying to find anyone with a connection to Sector 3. Because only someone from Sector 3 would know how to break the last of the blockades on the Gestalt system so that we can actually fully utilize it to its true capabilities or true potential. Because apparently we're not even using all of what it can actually do in the meantime. And that person from Section 3 had also been in Kowloon for a certain amount of time. So that's what we're trying to find a connection between them. But in the file, Villiers was not the person who transferred from Kowloon back to the council to lead the project. Oh, it wasn't. Well, then again, I guess we were kind of thinking it might not be Villiers. That person's name is Igor Lvovich Landau. Sounds like someone from the Arctic Route Union. You're right. He's a scientist from there. Before the Arctic Route Union was established, he was a professor at Elizabeth University and a renowned scholar during the Golden Age. He transferred from Kowloon to the council because he worked as a special consultant for the Fuji Research Institute of Kowloon for a hefty sum and held an important position. Lived in Kowloon for over 5 years. I'm sending you all the details I have on this scholar right now. Are you sure about this? Artificial intelligence expert? Proposed freshwater aquaculture and wrote a book on edible mushrooms? That's what I have. He sure knows a lot. You can hardly tell that he's a physicist. But I double-checked with files from the Arctic Route Union's database. The info is accurate. The records say that Dr. Landau committed suicide after finishing the Project Gestalt? Yes. Isn't the timing a bit too convenient? Dead right after the job is done. No, I don't think Dominic would do something like that. There must be more to this. I'll keep looking. Another thing to keep in mind is that Villiers, the Kowloon scientist, worked under Dr. Landau after joining the Science Council. This means Villiers was involved in the core of the project. After Gestalt was completed, Villiers returned to Kowloon to lead the development of Huazhu. Still doesn't explain everything. Right, so I found something else. Things related to Gestalt and Babylonia. The control court's actions gave me an idea, so I compared the current data of the punishing virus with some segments in Gestalt. Before Gestalt's core was transferred to Babylonia, it was already infected with the punishing virus. Wait, what? No, actually, yeah, now that I think about it, it should be. Because that's what we kind of learned from the last chapter, chapter 27, which was a Watanabe story, right? Because they were trying to retreat or make sure that it wasn't getting infected, but it had already started corrupting it to a certain point, but at least one of the other people from the Science Council was able to stop it. Well, at least halt it for a specific period of time. It wasn't like they had completely gotten rid of it or made it completely resistant to the punishing. Because that was another thing too. We saw, what was it? We saw the former vice commander of the Forsaken also had a connection with Lady Chu or someone from Kowloon giving information about an organization. So it's like starting to tie things up a bit more now, especially recently. To verify this, I examined Gestalt again but found no signs of infection. Didn't you say that the scene Watanabe saw in his mind was... Yeah! See, it's all coming together. Yeah, this one. Yeah, Nidhart. That's what it was. Because she was trying to do something, right? Because she was like, no, I'm not done yet. She still has to do something. But we never figured out what that something was. And I was like, are we ever going to get back to that? These and these. It targeted our biggest weakness. Could it be that these viruses are intelligent? We have to stop them. So Gestalt was already infected with the punishing virus and Watanabe was defending Nidhart. Yep. And again, shows signs of the mutation of the punishing virus, because we had even seen that in Fake Ascension as well when it came to the Red Tide. The fact that it was actually becoming somewhat biological, in a sense. Can't figure out what happened to Gestalt just from what Nidhart said. That's right, Santos. This conclusion matches the information you saw in Watanabe's mind. Other than Nidhart, nobody knows what cleared Gestalt of the punishing virus. Oh, yeah. Because again, it's that even if that was the case, there still would have been some protocols to like halt it, or we would have seen that it was at least defending it, but it's like, no, it was having clear access and already corrupting it by the time they got there. So then how did it happen? How did it get the clearance? There's no way that it could have just hacked it like through a brute force and nobody noticed it. Which again, the possibility of a traitor amongst our allies could be the case. One thing we know for sure is that during the operation to evacuate Gestalt's core from deep inside the Science Council, an unknown external force infiltrated the deep well of Gestalt. It increased the concentration of the punishing virus in there. Yeah, that's why all of a sudden, when Watanabe and the crew were doing fine with actually trying to defend the Gestalt, all of a sudden, like, there was a whole bunch of more punishing and stuff, and the attack was actually, like, endangering Nidhart to the point that she was actually dying from it. But see, I love it. We're actually connecting these things now, because that's the other thing, is like, these organizations, you wouldn't see them have any connection in the present. But in the past, when everyone was fighting for survival, maybe there were some alliances that we didn't know about. And again, most of the people who were part of this operation are gone now. Hans, he's probably either a lower position or he's passed away. The president, he gave himself up, both politically and as a whole, to defend the seats in the council. Let's see. Watanabe's uncle, he died protecting Watanabe. His father died protecting the space station. The race pilot passed away trying to defend the space station. So it's like all those people who could have actually given a bit more information are gone now. And the only remnants right now who have been there for those events that we know of are those of the Kurino group, the president, and of course The guy who's always giving Rosen or the one who's working with Murray. Damn it, what was his name again? Like it should be Nikolai. Yeah, those are the only other people from that time who are still here today who would have information about that, or at least known some of that information. We don't know yet, or perhaps we'll never know. Why? We didn't lose records during the Great Transfer during the Chaos Orb by mistake, Xanthos. Someone made sure it happened. Ah, so they were able to clean their traces before it had been transferred. Someone was trying to cover up something. Yes. I wonder if this is gonna be like a way to lead us closer to the truth, right? Like, see, like, either someone who created the punishing virus or someone who had already been allied with whoever actually created it and then just spread it further. Like, they were someone close in power to have a certain amount of authority to gain clearance and a certain amount of information regarding Gestalt and the Zero Reactor that they were able to infect it, and they wouldn't have thought of them actually doing it, considering they were a major contributor to the projects. But they also left behind some things, like the information on Babylonia, interstellar travel, and the interstellar colonization plan. As you know, the mothership we now call Babylonia was actually the Eden-2 class colony ship. Right. There was another, an earlier prototype class, the Eden-1. This smaller model was built to test theories in spacefaring capabilities. The person who led its development was Chu. Really? Lady Chu was involved with that development of the Eden-1? I was always kind of wondering because we never really talked about the Eden-1. Even though we're always on the Eden-2, so it's like whatever happened to it. Under her guidance and investment, Long took over the job of constructing this prototype vessel for the Science Council. Chu probably also had influence over other aspects of Babylonia. What you're saying is that Long and Chu contributed to the initial development of Babylonia? That's right. But why would she later try to take Babylonia down? She's probably the only one who knows the answer to that question. Right, because that's the other thing. She was so adamant on not working with Babylonia. Like, I get it. I can't trust Nikolai for shit. We can't say the same for everyone else in Babylonia, especially with the whole Alpha incident. But again, we were none the wiser about, like, the whole Alpha Lucia situation. At least those of us directly involved in it. So it's like, what else could have happened that made her deter away from them? Not to mention, considering she's part of these big projects, it goes back to the idea Asimov had, that if she's really alive, we have to find her first. Because maybe the reason that we have to keep this as top secret as we can is the fact that if we find Lady Chu, someone else will be able to access that information and then try to get her first to either shut her up or to have the same control and clearance that she had when this stuff was happening. Also, Babylonia isn't completely reliant on zero-point energy reactor. What do you mean? I found some information on the Science Council's previous interstellar program. It's called Project Orient. It's directly connected to the world government's Project Ian for space colonization. Orient? I think that name came up before too, but I don't think I went into that much detail, I think. The Tsiolkovsky Aerospace City, or Tsiolkovsky Launch Center, is located on the far northern border of Kowloon. Sit right next to the Arctic Route Union. The interstellar Project Orient began there, and this launch center was built by Kowloon. What I'm saying is that before, the Council decided to build Eden 1 and 2. They ordered many deep space exploration missions. The Dawn 3 deep space probe used a fusion reactor. That was the precursor to zero-point energy reactor. So fusion reactors were initially developed for interstellar travel and colonization. They've also passed the functional tests. Wait. So you mean... Why is Kurono's man here? Well, it's complicated. This guy promised me that he wouldn't interfere with or try to influence our work. So are you saying that Babylonia is already capable of using fusion reactors for its travel and colonization plans? I can only say that it has been technically tested. Keep in mind that fusion reactors are less efficient for travel compared to zero-point energy. I got it. Turns around and leaves the meeting room in section 2 with a stern face. What's happening? He might have other arrangements. So is this also part of that research that the Nidhar was talking about, right? Because, again, they needed, like, what, 10 years just to make sure that the theory was correct before they could actually go about creating the zero-core reactor? Was this part of that? Like, that was the initial test for it? Like, just to see if it was at least capable in some way, shape, or form, and then see what happens when they try to advance even that? Or more like perfect it? Back to our discussion, Xanthos. There's one more thing I believe has to do with you. Jeez, the command is always involved in this kind of stuff. Aw, come on! I'm not even gonna know what it is? Norman Mining Corps. What could a mining contractor possibly have to do with this? Asimov found some files that belonged to the Science Council from the Golden Age. Norman Group was responsible for constructing the Gestalt deep well underneath the council. Oh, wait. I think I do remember, yeah, because weren't they the ones who were waiting for Watanabe, Nidhart, and their team before they had actually gone into Gestalt? Or was that just a completely different group? They built an enormous underground research. Yeah! I remember that one. That underground city would be the Gestalt deep well beneath the Science Council, right? Norman Group did have enough funds and power to build something like that. So maybe they could have also used it under the guise of something else for, like, doing secret transfers and stuff, or like moving supplies in secret, and be like, oh no, this is just for like what we normally use for the underground city stuff. But it's like, if it was just a surplus or something, people wouldn't have noticed it as much. But Asimov found a proposal for another project. Norman took on another project that's almost identical to the one underneath the council. They also dug an equally massive space beneath Kalong City. Right below Kalong. That's right. Interesting. So there's another underground city here in Kalong. Well, I mean, to be fair, there was that whole infrastructure at the water park, so if they could have stuff like that over there, it wouldn't be too surprising to think they could have made a city in Kalong. But it is interesting to see how now there's one here in Kalong and nobody even noticed it. If anything, I thought the Ascendants would have used something like that to get to the to get to Huazhu, or maybe it's just because that information was so close knit, or close tight to Chu's chest that they couldn't have figured that out anyway, unless they had those privileged access. Guardian, how's the story go? Hey, what's up, Guardian? How you doing? I'm actually getting very interested because now it's like some of this is tying to some of the stuff we learned from Watanabe's story in chapter 27, and then other stuff is like kind of like connected to some of the basic stuff that we already know throughout the course of the main story. It's very cool. Chu? Wait, that actually is Lady Chu's voice, but how? And that's the other thing, is like we still don't know how she survived. Well, then again, we didn't really know what happened to her after Gabriel got what he wanted. Oh, now it's getting interesting. Now we're gonna see what up. What the heck? This is what the underground looks like? Nah, no way. Abandoning Hope. In 6 hours and 42 minutes, the Tabula Akasha city beneath the former Kalon Court will be completely overtaken by the punishing virus. Simultaneously, you'll mark the failure of Project Tabula Akasha. Oh. Finally learn more about that project. Okay, I know the rundown of Tabula Akasha, but I want to know a bit more of the final details. Within the pitch darkness, a tall wall constructed of light and shadow looms, displaying a continuous stream of data and images. A silent figure stands alone, facing this towering structure. Washun, report the situation. As of now, there haven't been any notable spikes in punishing virus reactions within the former Kalong Court jurisdiction. Within the former Kalong Chamber of Commerce's jurisdiction, signals other than the punishing virus's wavelengths cannot be detected in 64% of the Hexabridge port areas. Can we trace the source? Some relevant information samples were intercepted when the light wall was activated. Out of all the targets taken out by the light wall, 84.2% exhibited punishing biological traits, namely hetero creatures, with 35.7% resembling chordates and 31% resembling arthropods. From one ward to another, from steel monsters flashing a red glow to punishing creatures made of pure flesh. All she has witnessed is parting, crying, death, and ceaseless suffering. Suffering is meaningless. Everything now is nothing different from what she saw decades ago. War never changes. Apart from that, only 15.7% of the targets eliminated displayed traits of corrupted inorganic entities. What about the remaining 0.1%? These losses were unavoidable when the light wall was activated. But as people's data scanned, scanning is impossible without signal repeaters on the periphery, which means their mind data can't be uploaded to a tabula akasha. Correct? For Chu, the outcome outside the trillion-degree energy field of the light wall manifests as stark unfeeling numbers. Behind these numbers lies their tenacious will to survive, even as they opted to confront death. And can we trace the source of these hetero creatures and corrupted? According to the signal detection findings, it's only confirmed that these punishing entities all came from the ocean beyond the auxiliary city of Hexabridge Port. The origin of these biologically characterized hetero creatures remains unclear. A report from Heng Ji mentions that these hetero creatures exhibit organizational behaviors, a fact also supported by the current battle scenarios. However, as of now, no leader figure has been detected among these organized hetero creatures. It's like fighting a war blindfolded. I'll continue to search and deduce any entity that exhibits such traits. What happened? Captured an unconventional high-frequency intrusive signal. If the load gets too heavy, stop the special simulation I requested earlier. Prioritize the safety of tabula akasha. Ensure you have enough computing power to maintain its operation. Understood? Lady Chu. Go ahead. According to reports from outside, following the activation of the light wall, shadow creatures disintegrated into a liquid-like substance to infiltrate the underground of Hexabridge Port. Were they decomposed by the light wall? Conclusion, yes. So the light wall can only destroy the physical structure of hetero creatures, but not the punishing virus itself. This plan instructed by Huaju seems to have failed. What's the next step, Lady Chu? You may leave for now. Tabula Akasha still needs you to take on some of Huaju's responsibilities. Understand? Those people outside are still trapped in Hexabridge Port. The waterways for the night outside are obstructed as well. But we don't find a solution. I have my own plan. Understood. Hold on. Did you chew? Document the names of everyone who died in this tragedy, whether they were victims or martyrs. Yes, Lady Chu. Then I'll take my leave. You heard it. With your authorization, the target number of simulations have been adjusted based on current variables. The adjusted target number of simulations is approximately 1.75 times 10 to the 45th. Still astronomical. Compared to the number of possibilities before the reactivation of the light wall, the number is diminished by over 10 orders of magnitude. Let's proceed to the next step. Are you sure you want to execute this action? Within the disturbance range of the simulation target, the probability of achieving the desired confidence interval remains below 1 in 137. In other words, even amongst 1.75 times 10 to the 45th possibilities, achieving the target interval still necessitates an additional 1 in 137 ideal confidence conditions. Then you see, the Grey Raven Commandant, that chief is also here. Centers cannot become a simulation variable because they cannot be precisely measured. Last encounter Chu had with this human in person was on the observatory, only to end in a confrontation. Let's do what we must. Before that, I must warn you. The prime command you previously gave was to prioritize the safety of Tabula Akasha at any expense. This prime command was not only given to you, but to myself as well. Can I interpret that after opening the protective barriers beneath the inner area? This command still stands? Yes, Wajun. Still the same. For you and for me. I will still prioritize the safety of Tabula Akasha at any expense. Seems as Xanthos survived the seemingly bombing without much harm, currently guiding the survivors alongside Pulan and Xiaofeng toward evacuation in the Northport area. And other creatures with unknown origins have searched your Kalong like lightning, extinguishing people's hope for survival. Things happened too fast. Way too fast. Numerous people didn't even have the opportunity to scream before being engulfed by the rushing blood-red tide. Even the light wall proves incapable of entirely eradicating the punching virus. None less devourers, those who altruistically sacrifice themselves to repel it, fall one by one. Prepare to send a comms request, Waju. Duheng should still be alive. Contact her. I want to speak with them. Open the protective barriers beneath the inner area and assign all computing power, excluding that of Tabula Akasha, to protect the people. Allow entry into Tabula Akasha for anyone willing to do so, and for anyone seeking survival. Additionally, the thing I asked Ang Chi to document must also be completed. First signature confirmed. Monarch of Kalong. Now opening the dome barriers of Renju A to Renyi T within Tabula Akasha. Approximately 12 minutes, the dome barriers within the designated areas will be deactivated. The rail system will be established. In 55 minutes, the impact of the punching virus will reach the surface protective barriers of Tabula Akasha. In an hour and 7 minutes, the impact of the punching virus will reach the central protective barriers of Tabula Akasha. 1 hour and 46 minutes, first wave punching virus will reach physical layer. Crimson hue seems to unfold before our eyes once more. The past, present, and future intertwined in the tapestry of the punching virus. Blood, fire, and this is sunset for Kowloon. Well, at least now we know where Lady Chu's been hiding, which, to be fair, actually makes sense, because she probably couldn't have actually escaped anywhere outside. And again, the information she holds would be too dangerous to just have wandering around outside with no bodyguards, no way to fix herself up or anything, so it's probably actually the best place for her to be in hiding this whole time. Not to mention, it still helps her with her goal of completing Tabula Akasha without having to rely on other people to assist for it. Destiny. "60 minutes before hetero creatures break the physical layer. It's a marvel of human engineering. Excavated a cavern 1,200 meters deep without harming the expanse modern city above. Constructing an ancient city with a volume of 22 million cubic meters. How in the fuck did they do that? Like, seriously, how is the city up there even, like, still standing? Like, seriously, I'm surprised it didn't fall on its own weight. An era where the world's attention is captivated by the grandeur of deep space, this stands as humanity's most profound and ancient homage to this planet. Tabula Akasha. To construct the city, Kowloon expended thousands of years in its rich history to amass its extensive archives, finding mounds to contribute bricks and mortar. Millions of tons of steel were used to shape its unyielding backbone. Some perpetual reactors were erected to sustain its ever-burning lights. This is how it was meant to be. Don't rush, don't push, don't shove. Everyone please cross the passage ahead and evacuate to the lower shelter area to the outer area. Be careful, don't stay in the high-pressure water turbine area. Don't block the evacuation routes during equipment transportation. Hey, I'm talking to you. Where's your supervisor? The Kowloon crew members continuously shouted through their loudspeakers, guiding the crowd to safety while striving to uphold order. Some of the members' voices are so hoarse that merely listening to them causes discomfort in one's own vocal cords. The ones up the ancient passages of Tabula Akasha are currently bustling with people resonating with noises. Just a few hundred more and it'll be done. That ends the evacuation of the entire niter. In a makeshift shelter made of tattered cloth, Jaffe warily walks in and leans against some of the hastily laid out blueprints. According to the blueprint MG sent over, there's a pipeline layer every 20 meters down from the surface. Once the surface shelters are full, we need to accommodate people there. My crew just went to check. They look like air raid tunnels, but are quite robust. Should be no problem. We have 15 minutes left. Bright red countdown blazes at the center of the screen. Over an hour has passed on Huaji's countdown since the Kowloon crew command retreated into Tabula Akasha. What's the status in the enemy engagement area? How's the battle line arranged? It's located in the lowest section of the dome toward the 2 o'clock direction. 30 minutes ago, Conway, Kamu, Lee, and Lucia initiated a systematic approach to steer the hetero creatures in this direction within the dome's isolation layer. Without guidance, they might have invaded from all directions. Must lure them in and contain them here. It's our only chance. Given the Niter's inability to depart, even with the joint efforts of the Niter, Grey Raven, and Strikehawk, breaking through the fortified encirclement of hetero creatures from all directions would be highly improbable. This Tabula Akasha blueprint is accurate. Approximately 400 meters down, there's an engineering tunnel heading toward the northwest of Kowloon, which makes it a potential route of retreat to the mountains. If the surface becomes impassable, we'll need to resort to underground paths. Alright, let's do this. Can you still hold up? I'm fine, just a bit tired. You all have better skills and more experience in leading battles than we do. I trust you and Xantos who devised these tactical plans. Oh, right, yeah, because I think it was a Kamui who actually gave him the badge, saying that he's like He'll always be welcome on the Strike Hawk team. Right. Forgot about that. Keep this from me. When everything is over, I'll ask it back. No problem. Everyone, we must complete the evacuation of all citizens within 10 minutes. After that, anyone capable of wielding a weapon, assemble the engagement area. We'll also join the battle. Of course, this is our first time fighting side by side. It won't be the last. In 10 minutes, this place with the span of its history frozen in time will turn into a new merciless battlefield. Think harder, Xanthos. Think harder. What's the plan after the 10 minutes? Pulling the massive tabula Akasha blueprint on the table, it feels as though you brought back to an hour ago. Captain said only I can handle this. According to the blueprint, the entire tabula Akasha takes on a spindle-like shape, and the largest structure is where you currently are. The ancient city, correct? This area also happens to be the most extensive flat space available. The central region has been dug around 500 meters deeper. These lie beneath what you refer to as the surface. And above the dome here, many underground pipelines extend toward the surface of Kowloon. How should I put this? These pipelines are like veins, situated within an isolation layer between the underground dome and Kowloon's surface. While constructing these artificial strata to substitute rock and soil, they employed a semi-permanent modular encapsulation approach. You can think of it as a puzzle of steel blocks of different sizes and shapes gradually replacing the deep foundation of Kowloon. The benefit of this approach is that it maximizes the stability of surface structures and facilitates the excavation of massive underground structures and pipeline assemblies. The drawback is that once these semi-permanent modular structures are fixed, moving them on a large scale becomes incredibly hard. It is shifted or reopened, even if resealed, without external sealing and compression. Many gaps will appear between the surface and the dome. It's similar to taking apart an assembled model and removing all the screws between the pieces. When you reassemble it, some parts won't align properly. Even if they do, it won't be as secure as it originally was. Yeah, that does make sense. I've seen that happen before. This design logic appears to have been intended for permanent closure once shut. Wait. This footnote in the Design Institute code. Is this blueprint made by Norman Mining Corp? Why would he use such an irreversible and non-replicable construction approach? That's enough. I haven't finished yet, you bookworm. So, you're all inside Tabula Akasha right now? It seems so, Mr. President. I thought the Tabula Akasha Asimov mentioned was purely a data project. That's what I thought, man. And yet they even managed to build an underground city with the help of Norman Mining Corp. Without this place, the people here would have had nowhere else to fall back to. Anyway, Xanthos. All the available forces that can serve as reinforcements have been dispatched. Given the current situation, they can't land anywhere close to Kowloon's ports in the city itself. It's already overrun with hetero creatures. Landing points have been relatively farther out. Understood. How many people you evacuated in total? I don't have an exact number yet. Should be hundreds of thousands, not including those who retreat to the outer areas. Hundreds of thousands. Huh. We haven't traced the source of these hetero creatures either. Everything's been happening too fast. This battle is entirely on you, Xanthos. Commander Nikola and I will do everything in our power to assist, so don't worry about that. Then, what about the Parliament? After the incident with Trillard, the Parliament is as stubborn in situations like this. Ah, right, yeah. I guess that does make sense. Aside from the issues with the computing power lock in Huazhu, they can't ignore Gestalt either. When it comes to providing military aid, Gestalt's advice has always received unanimous approval. However, If the Parliament chooses to deploy the longest arsenal with a significant majority vote, even staunch opposition from Gaston won't sway the ultimate decision. At that point, you must retreat. Wow. I love how right now it's like the military is like, you know what? Either you guys find some miracle way to solve it, or we're just gonna nuke the damn place. Or I guess like use a satellite cannon or something like that instead. But still, like really? If anything, it's just like the government's just being lazy. No, they won't leave. I saw things in their eyes. These people will never abandon their land and home, no matter what. As long as there's a glimmer of hope, they'll hold on to it at all costs and survive. Even so, you must remain rational, Xanthos. Once Tabula Akasha is secured, next steps will be up to your judgment. Till then, just let everyone continue what they should do. I guess it makes sense where in this situation we kind of have to do it on our own, because even if we give them the information, it's not going to be as much to actually be able to figure out through, because they haven't seen or experienced the things. They might think only too logically and not like about, but what about if these circumstances happen just by coincidence or by emotion or by people being too prideful and such, so they wouldn't be able to really come to a more accurate conclusion than they would for someone who's actually there in person. Which is good on Hassan's part, because again, it's better for someone who's actually on the scene to actually make the decisions. The question lies straight before you. What action should you take after 10 minutes? Order a retreat? Hold the ground here, wait for reinforcements to break through from the outside, then launch a counterattack with them. If in 10 minutes hetero creatures do breach Tabula Akasha, should the battle proceed? Eating thousands of pieces of a 22 million cubic meter chessboard? A single misstep could cost tens of thousands of lives. Why hasn't Chu shown up yet? Are these her own people? As leader of the corporation, ruler of Kalong, she should be leading this battle herself. But since that broadcast declaring the opening of Tabula Akasha, she hasn't appeared again. Wait a minute. Tabula Akasha was her sole purpose. The punishing fire sparked by the hetero creatures was undoubtedly obliterated. Nevertheless, she opted to open it and allow people inside. A decision that contradicts her purpose. Right, because again, there's no guarantee that there's always the chance someone's infected with punishing virus, which would actually be like her way of accidentally letting it in, if that was her true intention. Which again, it's like, maybe it's that her intentions have changed after her confrontation with us. Because it's the same as before. She didn't think we were a real threat to her at all. She thought we would just merely be stuck like on the outside of the light wall and not be able to do a single thing. But in the end, we made it to the top of the tower. We made it to the boss. And we won. I mean, she may have a reason for having to do so. Or this is part of the game. Ah, shit. Northeast direction. According to the scan signals, the fire protective barrier has been taken down. Let's head over to Fordham should almost be done guiding the hetero creatures. Let's go. Another signal's coming through. 57, 46, 45, 44. Hold on. It's moving from the lower levels. This person. Why are they emitting a punishing virus signal? An ascendant. But the signal isn't very strong. Something's not right. There should be only one individual in Tabula Akasha who exhibits a punishing virus signal, albeit not as potent as that of an ascendant. It's true. Is the chess player finally entering the game herself? Oh my god, that is one large army. But they're here already. Evacuate the civilians. Roger that, Lady Chu. They came from above. I won't let you ravage this place. Ah, no, it's a cherry. Great. Oh, shit. Ooh, okay. What's that mean? Crap. Oh my god. Oh shit. Damn. What the heck? Oh shit. I missed the dodge. Nope. Got it. Ah shit. Nope. Oh. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Nope. Here we go. Ooh, nice. Loved it. Lady Chu, those Babylonians will be here soon. Understood. Get the central control room ready. It's a matter of time before this place is set on fire. Chu. We meet again. Lucy and Lee stand guard over the civilians, remain vigilant, eventually prepared to resume the battle. Chu's gaze moves beyond them. As Chief, can you even speak? Not in such terms that you can call me Chief. Is that so? What a pity. thought you were dead.
It seems I've achieved my goal now. During the execution of Tablet of Kasha, I don't want any disturbance. Lady Chu. Grandpa was right. She looks familiar. You.
Former civilians and members of the Calon crew begin to gather around. Don't appear to be daunted by Chu's transcendent status. That's because they are unable to sense the punishing virus on Chu. More people initially intending to withdraw further, gathering in the vicinity, yet none mustered the courage to approach her.
Chu. It's Chu. Monica Kalong. You didn't abandon us.
Go away. Get lost. You're the one who wouldn't let us go home. You rejected us. We'll never forgive you.
You're no longer part of Kalong. You said that, didn't you? We live in fear every single day outside. You just watch it from underground the whole time? Do you know how tough it's been for us out there? You did absolutely nothing.
Right, yeah, because in the end she kind of did leave the people on the Niders to basically fend for themselves. This Monica Kalong, once rejected of, is now stands alone in empty space.
Well then, let me tell you the truth. Over the years of Kalong's development, I became its ruler. Then Villiers impersonated me. He sneaked off with a copy of Huaju and activated Plan B, the KCC vessel the Niter. The rest is history. Villiers grew attached to the copied system, and his indiscretion eventually led to the demise of them both. Huaju came up with the plans for the city and the ship. And yet in his sordid little parallel, the ever Huaju met such a pathetic end. What a disgrace to Kalong. And as for you have to cheat to come back after you slunk off with Villiers. Now, Kalong does not require you anymore. I appreciate you bringing the ship back in one piece, but you're no longer part of Kalong. You and those on the ship used to be part of Kalong, and after what you people went through out there, your mentality has changed. If I order you to attack Babylonia right now, will you do it? Will those on the ship do it?
3 years ago, before the war began, she turned away those who were wandering outside, yearning to return home. 3 years later, as the Never War sweeps through Kalong, the world has already changed. She's bearing the consequences of her own actions. It's about what happened back in Kalong. When we and the Niter arrived at the port of Kalong, she openly refused to let the Niter residents return home.
I don't understand a single thing she's done so far.
But in hindsight, she did successfully fool us all. Back then, I also believed Gabriel had killed her. But the claims that the Kalong crew member Hengji are accurate. Huaju has always been under her firm control. In other words, the so-called Huaju taken by Gabriel and Luna was at most just a terminal. Ah, I see. So that's possibly also why Huaju didn't have as much to actually do with dealing like attacks to the space station, because if it was the actual Huaju, definitely could have come up with more possibilities, but probably because it was just a fragment of it, that's why you could actually like start to actually think about like having us help and everything, because if it was the real one, then again, like they said, it would have been under her control the whole time.
Very interesting. Why? Why? Why didn't you open the gate earlier? Why? Why? If only it had been a little earlier. Just a little earlier. An hour. Even 40 minutes would have been enough. Or just half an hour earlier. Rice? Wait, synthesis furnace? Those devices, they wouldn't have been lost. All those costly devices, all those things saved, could have been brought in. They could have been brought in. Is there any medic among you who can help him? Can't you see that he needs medical attention? You need to continue moving downward. It's not safe here.
Upon departure, the crowd erupts once more. Tense gaze of scorching are ever called back. The ancient Kalong architecture is now marred by a thick punishing virus residue. Under the firelight that blazes through the night, two figures stand amidst the ruins. One tall, the other short. The smaller figure dons a cloak, two brown braids falling from the hood. The other figure is a battered mechanoid.
Oh, Cradle again.
Wonder what she's doing this time. Ready for another story, right?
That's how it goes with civilizations. They fall, rise, and then fall again. This is the story of civilization. These things are known as history, and history has patterns.
It's just rhetoric. These are just justifications for their wicked actions and their self-centered praises.
Have you read these stories too?
Many.
Many human stories are recorded here, along with the stories of this planet.
As long as the information is sufficient, this place makes the entire Earth.
Thank you, kind one.
Neither of us harbors any kindness. In the world I yearn for, you will not exist. In the civilization you yearn for, I will not exist either. We're just using each other now.
Use as in human stories is also a form of game.
Evil and deception.
I learned that from you.
Do not compare me to humans. Here, we part ways. Sooner or later, there will be an unavoidable conflict between our kinds. When that time comes, you will not see me like this.
Conflict between civilizations is also a pattern of civilization.
You surely love reading. Carrying a book everywhere is not a good habit.
Books, stories, fortuity is also inevitability.
Okay, good. Going to another battle. That's where I was gonna have to stop there. Alright, give me a sec. I'll be right back. Lady Chu. According to the plan, we have prepared everything.
And about Du Heng? Has she arrived?
She arrived with the people coming down here.
Good.
You may need to personally check Huaju's status.
Huaju, report the situation.
As of now, the physical damage rate, Tabula Kasha, 27.3%. While maintaining the computing power of Tabula Kasha, firewall redundancy penetration rate, 37%. I will continue
Assist. External personnel's battle safety. Hengjin. Yes, Lady Chu. Work with Bai Gui to balance the distribution of computing power between Huazhu and Tabula Kasha. Allocate maximum computing power to Huazhu while ensuring Tabula Kasha's safety. If Huazhu falls, everything here will be over. It's time to checkmate in this game. I appreciate your assistance.
No problem. Level 2 is all settled. Commander, I come down to double check the situation.
I'll leave this place to you, Grey Raven. Kamo and the others are still in the outer engineering tunnel. I'll go meet them now. There are also some soldiers who just fell back in here. I'll entrust them to your care.
Sure. Thanks for taking care of the outside.
I'll contact you if there's a situation. By the way, I found this outside the town. It used to belong to Yazi.
Anyway, go investigate the place. What does that actually do if I try to do it like that?
Are you done communicating with Commander Lee? How's it going?
Yeah, everything should be fine. The Blau girls are doing good.
Did you come from outside? Had the Chuan crew evacuate the people in the factory? My son. Don't worry, mister. He'll be alright. Should we change the topic?
Got it.
I see. I knew it.
Gotta be honest, man. Good to know. Oh, I see. So that's how we do the run.
I last saw this Lady Chu in the Battle of Kowloon. She didn't let the Nighter go back home then. I thought she would reject it forever. Now that I think about it, she didn't really reject us back then, nor does she this time. I wonder if she has a better way to hold off the punishing outside.
Yeah, let me get the umbrella. Cool, that worked out. Alright, guess I just tuck the pillow in first. Looks like you're in a bad mood.
I thought I could hide it. The people on the Nighter still need us, but we don't even know how to defeat these enemies. And Han Ying, I could take a walk.
I don't blame her.
What should I say?
To do with the Edo creatures.
Kowloon has its own method to defeat all invaders. We never fear war. No one could easily kill me. Gabriel? Only an ascendant.
What, you're better?
The people of Kellogg are intruders. You are. How they see me is their own business.
Is this where you usually stay?
This is the center of Tabula Akasha. Of course it's my usual post. Even if I die, I'll die here.
Alright. Huh? Hey, where'd you go? God damn it. Oh, okay. Supposed to go there.
Has no one told you that you should bow to a sovereign when entering a residence?
No.
Whatever. I'll close one eye this time. Just don't touch anything.
Shut up. You're the one having us help here.
Instead of holding information from you, I'd rather be open and honest. Don't disturb me.
At any point, spawn near the elevator. Go there any time to end this stage. Okay. I don't get it. So that, oh, okay. No, that's still the sheets. I guess I'll still see if there's anything that you want to talk to us, but no, that's fine. Okay, still talk to her. Oh, okay, right, she was still healing. I mean, receiving treatment. Alright, let's do this. I don't think I've used this version of Lee since the Blackrock shooter event. Did you acquiesce to people seeking refuge in the deeper parts of Tabula Akasha? Increasing numbers have been settled within this central control room. This hall, with its robust constructivist style, stands in stark contrast to the architectural aesthetics of Tabula Akasha, even the entirety of Kowloon. It is out of place here, perhaps more fitting for the Arctic Route Union instead.
But regardless, according to Chu, this central area is the safest place in Tabula Akasha.
After assisting the Nighter in entering the Clean Zone, he immediately organized defenses when hetero creatures emerged from the auxiliary city, leading several counterattacks. Before Babylonian reinforcement arrived, he directed the people of Kowloon to resist with all their strength. Not just him, but every member of the Kowloon crew. Man, woman, young, old, human, or construct. Has taken a break since yesterday afternoon. You're alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks.
First time fighting hetero creatures, right?
Yeah, I've only read about them in reports before.
Before we arrived yesterday, we managed to slow down the hetero creatures' attack with just tactics and shells.
Not just with shells. There was also a cold fusion reactor.
I was in a defensive battle at another seaside location. It was almost an unstoppable force, even for our mecha weapons and constructs. It all worked hard.
Mega weapons. Can you send those weapons to find a sea of corpses and blood by themselves? Even with just the Nighter, our factories are churning out weapons and gear at full capacity. While it couldn't match the siege battle from decades ago, we managed to survive a quarter of our military production lines. In just one night, we burned through over 13,000 tons of shells. Still ended up losing dozens of crucial fortifications and warehouses. Without the Niter making its way into the inner harbor, likely be nothing but scrap metal at this point. And now, we've even lost the Kalong metropolis. Kalong's history in both people and weapons are important. Seems there's some dispute over there.
What's going on? Centered in a small clearing, Chu stands encircled by the crowd, as expected. Observer stands an individual reminiscent of the counter at the surface of Tabula Kasha. This time, however, the person is holding a gun.
It's been a long time. I didn't see this coming, Chu.
Ah, damn it, Yin.
We'd meet again. I told you, after that, you could do what you truly wanted to do.
Easy for you to say.
I couldn't take the position of the monarch of Kalong from you and die back then. It was poor planning on my part. After that, you stripped me of my status, banished me from Kalong, and I accepted it as the outcome I deserved as the loser. Do what you truly wanted to do. Easy for you to say, huh? But without Kalong, what can I do? What meaning does my desired path hold? Now that Kalong is lost, what can we do? Kalong is not lost. It's still here. Take a look around you. Now, there's nothing left, Chu. Our ancestors entrusted you with this land, and look at it now. So many have died. What else do you have to say for yourself? Hand over control of Huazhu. I know it only obeys the person with core authority. I'll take the reins in Kalong, use Huazhu to expel those wretched monsters, revive the Chamber's prosperity. No, you cannot. You cannot bear these responsibilities. Don't you get it? Even if you don't hand over Huazhu now, the people you abandoned, the ones you rejected, will make you do so. If I hadn't rejected you back then, you wouldn't be standing here today. Father was not wrong about you, Yin. Your restlessness and short-sightedness are flaws that you can't shake off. You have no right to lecture me here. We received the same education, Yin. Just like each of us has our own mission to fulfill and things we must do. I won't justify my actions, nor will I seek forgiveness for them. Do what you must. No, it wasn't me. Who did it?
There was many Kalong people who've endured this hellish night. Right now, all eyes are fixed on the still smoking dark barrel and the gun in their hand. It's a military-grade anti-construct pistol from the world government. Fitted with special 9.33mm bullets, designed to incapacitate him. So people just happy to have access to one of those special orders.
It's all over.
Oh wow, that is 3 parts. Shit. Okay, so we're on 11, so let's move on to 12. Okay, I only have 2? Oh yeah, only 2. Okay. On September 26, Xiao Chuan killed Duke Ling of Taoyuan. Upon hearing the news, Xiao Dun, who had not ventured through the mountains at the kingdom's border, returned. The grand historian documented Xiao Dun murdered his king. This record was presented to the court. He said that's not true.
The historian responded, as the chief commander, you fled without leaving the kingdom and returned without punishing the traitor. Who else could it be? Zhao lamented. Alas, as the poem goes, my sentiment brought this upon me. This perfectly encapsulates my predicament. This excerpt is from an ancient Kalong book. With my limited writing skills, I cannot capture the full causes and repercussions of this war, nor can I adequately narrate the events in my own language. I can only rely on this passage from the ancient Kalong book to provisionally document what has transpired. The truth unravels in the future. It will not be too late for those who come after me, or come after to rectify my narrative. There are no living beings in Tabula Akasha. If such a statement was entirely correct in the past, it may not be entirely accurate now. Once isolated and desolate, this place is now turned into the last refuge for the people of Kalong. Hence the precise expression of the statement should be, there are no living beings in the data space in Tabula Akasha. And Monarch of Kalong has also died here. That the Duhang publicly shot Chu, the central control room descended into a deathly silence. Their events has gone beyond everyone's expectations. But the Monarch of Kalong, what should we do? Some people think. The Babylonian lackey fired out of nowhere. She deserved it for what she had done. Some people think. But Chu will become a Tabula Akasha and Waju next. You killed her. I did. You were supposed to be loyal to Kalong. Lady Chu entrusted you so much. But you betrayed her. Betrayed Kalong. The girl coldly gazed at her aunt, though she has only met her a few times. Babylonia. And you killed Lady Chu. Despicable. You regicide. I only did what I must do. What happened? There's no point. This gun is exclusively used by the purifying force in the Parliament for executions. Once it hits a construct's mechanical heart, this bullet will immediately shut down their functions, without causing any pain. Why did you kill her? I must do it. I must do so. In Kalong, all the deceased end up in the same destination. Their mind data must be uploaded. For opening the gate to Tabula Akasha was part of Chu's plan, she had to see this game through to the end. But with the chess player gone, how would the game continue? Dust cascades from the towering concrete walls of the control room. It's coming from outside. Kamui. These hetero creatures have gone crazy all of a sudden, making a beeline for the control room. We're stalling them as much as we can. These hetero creatures are either drawn to something specific, or someone is pulling the strings behind the scenes. Something's off, Commander. Right. So again, are we getting it close? Because that's the thing, it's like, even if it could be someone else from far away, we either would have detected someone's presence within Tabula Akasha, or someone has the means to manipulate that information to keep themselves hidden. You just barely picked up a communication signal from Cerberus and an engineering force in the outer region. They can't break through from the front right now. Strikehawk is still in the Northwest engineering tunnel. It takes some time to clear the path through. Leave here to us, Captain. Alright. Me and Lucy have already moved toward the control room on the third outer passage. Hold tight. I'll head back to support you shortly. Pulau, Shishi, get everyone who can move to help. Set up the spot immediately. Utilize the terrain and get ready for defensive measures. Commandant, are you alright?
I'm fine. How about you? Lucy and I are on our way back to the central control room, about 3.5 minutes away. The Kylon crew is setting up defenses. It was with us too. Don't worry too much.
What exactly happened? These Hedo creatures suddenly started another wave of attacks.
But you must know, Chu was just killed. What? This is what happened.
We're almost there, Commandant. Please, you must stay safe and wait for us to return.
I'll be right here, Lucia. Could it be that they're just after Chu herself? Which means the onslaught of Hedo creatures is imminent. Chu had collapsed to the ground is also brought to a small room by doing. The consequences will be unimaginable. Wait, what? You must... Who was that? I couldn't even actually take the time to see it. Who is it? As a variable, you must shoulder the duties of a variable. Is it Huazhu? It's a familiar figure. Your mind beacon being forcefully intruded. Sensations of retouching your consciousness.
Employing the Spear of FOS to infiltrate the command. Oh, that's right. If it could have accessed it when it was a terminal, what if I was actually talking to the real one?
It's back then, City 75. Damn, that's a throwback to Fake Ascension. The moment when Lucia confronted Alpha. As if your hands are no longer under your control and they reach for your throat and strangle you. It's the same feeling as when your consciousness was touched back then. Like the chaotic and painful surge of thoughts at that time, however, it feels like drifting in a warm sea. Huazhu? Do what you must, Chief. We are here. Ugh, that's kind of creepy. Like, with the one eye. Like a mirage, various human-like figures appear before your eyes. Who are you?
We are nothing but data. We exist between life and death. Before the other side, we stand as the final threshold. We will do everything we can to help you.
Why?
Chu chose to trust you.
But why did you choose to trust me? We even had the ideological conflicts a few years ago.
Not sure, but Chu chose to trust you. So will we.
But isn't Chu already...
In Tabula Akasha, death is not the end. We will not go to the other side. Nor will you.
Feels like something that points from your consciousness. The data images that appear before your eyes vanish along with it.
Behind us lies everything left in Kowloon. This must not be our end. Commander?
Ready when you are.
Summon your courage. Grip your weapons tight.
This 一撃で勝利への道を切り開きます。 勝利への道を切り開きます。落ち着いて考えましょう。
私もいけます。
この一撃で勝利への道を切り開きます。予想通りの攻撃ですね。予想通りの攻撃ですね。私の視界の外へ行かないでください。
みんなを守る。大丈夫です。みんなを守る。
勝たなければ無意味です。一撃で勝利への道を切り開きます。この一撃で勝利への道を切り開きます。私の視界の外へ行かないでください。予想通りの攻撃、落ち着いて考えましょう。
私もいけます。
落ち着いて考えましょう。私の視界の外へ行かないでください。
By the time you see Pilar, she's already surrounded by quartzite debris. The creatures and corruptor are slowly pulling back at the initial wave of assault. Lee, cover! Pilar, seemingly unsatisfied, calls back her dragon axe and leaves into a fresh fight. I'll go! No, just leave her be. She's already lost so much. Let her vent her anger. Swings the dragon axe, so large compared to her body size, repeatedly and silently. As long as there's one enemy in her sight, she'll persist until everything is utterly obliterated. So, what's the reason exactly? The mechanoid is still unconscious. She rescued and took Pulau in on the Niter. Without her, Pulau might have died on the Niter long ago. She's likely the only person Pulau can consider family in this world. Family? Are you talking about the mechanoid called Hanying? Even Lee couldn't really find a way to repair her. Hanying was stabbed by the mechanoid who calls himself Schultz. She'd been in a coma, only exhibiting some routine circuit signals. For
that moment on, Clouds never uttered another word, simply executing your duty in silence. Who's there? What? You can see them too? Can you see those shadows too? I think I just saw some shadows moving. Can you see them? I can't see hers, but I can see mine. I'm not the only one. Ma's granddaughter can see hers too. Those are shadows of the dead. Sometimes I also see such shadows appear around me. Shadows of the dead. You mean the two shadows that appeared near Poulon just now? They're related to her? Probably. So does that mean the Poulon herself can also see these shadows? You saw it, right? Yes. Just now that shadow appeared right beside you. What's wrong, Commandant? After you entered Tabula Akasha, have you seen some blurry shadows? No.
Me neither. No, I haven't. Could it be a problem with your mind beacon?
There was a problem, you all would have sensed it too.
Are you experiencing any physical discomfort?
No. Strange. I just have this familiar feeling. It's kind of like that time at City 75. You mean Waju? It's possible. We need to prepare precautions immediately. Lucia, live. There's no need for now. Waju doesn't appear as hostile as before. And they seem to want to show me something.
Are you sure, Commandant?
Though you're unsure what Waju and these shadows of the dead intend to show you, a sense of premonition. Perhaps curiosity compels you, Rufen. Voluntarily, your gaze is drawn to a small room where Chu's body rests. The shadows of the dead uploaded to Tabula Akasha. Yes, I'm sure. If I sense any danger, I'll let you know immediately. After all, we've been together this whole time, right? So what does the dead she want to show? It's because you have something to do with all of us. That's why you can see them. Because we don't believe in that. But we don't believe in that. The dead is dead. There's no such place for the dead to return to. The
place they truly belong. It should be within the hearts of us the living. My time is running out. Huaju's, Tabula Akasha's time is running out. Do what you must, Chief. These people who exist between life and death, why are they so fixated on me? Hanyi, you woke up. I saw them. Yo-Yo. They're right beside Yo-Yo. Hanyin, your injury. You're shaking. Liv, is there any way a mechanoid can... No, I shouldn't be your concern now. This contains her memories of her parents and of Kowloon. Upload them into Tabula Akasha. Please.
Fuji, hurry. Actually, the medics cannot treat mechanoids. However, ever since Hanyin fell unconscious, even the Fuji crew of Kowloon haven't been able to restart her. But upon noticing the two shadows beside Pulau, she regained her senses and fought to pass the storage device to you.
She asked me to upload this into Tabula Akasha. Leave it to me, Xanthos. Everything I've done is for Tabula Akasha. Be it Huainan or Huainan, Sufu or Chu. Only the dead can enter Tabula Akasha, and the dead must enter Tabula Akasha.
I mean, this could still be somewhat reminiscent of what happened with the Red Tide, right? Like how, because of the punishing, it became more biological and could mimic the voices of the past. Maybe this is doing the same thing. But then how would it be Huaju doing it? Or why? Eulogy. I cannot describe war to you, for the cruelty of war sometimes lies not in the process, but in its outcome. I can recount how those around me fell to the red claws of the punishing virus, or those in the medical tents, trembling on the brink of death, let their final words. Or I can tell you about a piece of paper I picked up written in childish writing with a girl's last wish of leaving a cake at home for her mother. Torn cloth on her body for her father. Their parents at home had long been engulfed by the punishing virus. Suffering and struggle have painted the backdrop of our history. Countless words have been written to document suffering over thousands of years. However, the only meaning of suffering is to awaken our resolve to fight and continue living. Beyond that, suffering carries no meaning. As I refuse to document suffering, for sorrow for those tormented by it, they're my people. But I also refuse to let my pen document a history steeped in the suffering of my people. It's my last shred of conscience. Only a few constructs could fight alongside us. They nearly paved the way with their own flesh and blood. None of them would willingly retreat from the front line. Each of them is a hero. We may be able to hide in this control room for a while, but we cannot hide forever. Holding the ground here is merely a stopgap solution. Some harbor hostility toward those from Babylonia because Babylonia sent someone to murder Chu. There's no doubt that the one known as Xanthos has indeed turned the tide of the battle to some extent. Yes, this is Kowloon. Kowloon must go beyond this. According to the Grand Engineering Blueprint designed by Norman Mining Corp., the optimal evacuation route remains through the northwest engineering tunnel that leads to the mountains on the other side. While the lifeline hasn't been entirely reclaimed, the interference from the punishing signal has notably diminished, enabling you to establish a tenuous connection with the engineering force and support force on the opposite side.
Hello. You are setting
Hello?
signal, right? Hello? The signal on your end is horrible. Is Kowloon's network condition really this poor?
What was that just now?
Captain, they're about to use up all the explosives, you know. Who cares about saving explosives at a time like this? Use them all. Xanthos, Babylonia's satellite can't pinpoint your exact location on the surface. What's the name of the mountain again? Something like Wutong Mountain? Maybe because it's so secluded, there are barely any hetero creatures or corrupted around here.
That's good to hear. What can you dig through?
About 2 hours and 17 minutes later.
2 hours? To dirty outside of hetero creatures for another 2 hours? Every minute the people of Kowloon are paying with their blood. Can't even imagine it after 2 hours.
We're currently blasting a path through in the middle of the mountain to reach the engineering tunnel as quickly as possible. It's the optimal solution according to Gaston's analysis. I'm doing everything I can. Also, Norman Mining Corps surely used some good materials here. Way too good for the place, I'd say. This mountain just isn't rock. It looks ancient, but it's packed with reinforced alloys.
Thank you for everything you've done.
You guys still hold up?
We'll try to stay alive for now. I'll figure out the rest.
The conditions allow. Damn it. Be faster, we could just black directly downward from the surface.
No, it's not possible. The surface is filled with hetero creatures. Not only would it be dangerous for you to breach from there, but we also can't flatten the city of Kowloon.
Ah, right, yeah. Because we don't know how much instability it would take for it all to come crashing down. Of course I know that. That's why I said...
Carnina?
Carnina, can you hear me? Damn it. Command, I detected a punishing signal. Wait, this isn't a punishing signal.
What is it this time? You picked up a high-covered signal from an unknown source. Signature code. Familiar feeling in your mind resurfaces, yet this time is not mild but urgent and harsh, stirring a surge of intense pain within. Get ready to calibrate the mind beacon. It's Waju. Cannot hold back. He's dangerous. He? That sensation of suffocation grips your chest. Conscious of the previous experience where Waju nearly strangled you by manipulating hands, this time the suffocation emanates from the depths of Waju. Appears not to be its intent. It's someone else. Help burning.
What is that? What?
Oh, someone's watching.
私の刃になってください。
私の視界の予想通りの攻撃です。落ち着いて考えましょう。この一撃で勝利への道を切り開きます。
今回は眠るつもりはないな。激殺する。目を閉じて安らかに眠れ。
この程度じゃ。
この一撃で勝利への道を切り開きます。この一撃。
目を閉じて安らかに眠れ。
この程度じゃ。
今回は早めだね。その分が早い。
終わりじゃありません。
いい睡眠をなとる。
この一撃で。
今回は眠るつもりはない。
程度じゃ。忘れませんか。
落ち着いて考えましょう。予想通りの攻撃ですね。
カラスマよ、私の刃になって
する。目を閉じて安らかに眠れ。
私の視界の外へ行かないでください。予想通りの攻撃です。
ケーキを片付けないといけないようだね。人の眠りを邪魔するやつを。
この程度じゃ。カラスマよ、私の刃になって
目を閉じて安らかに眠れ。今回は眠るつもりはないよ。
予想通りの攻撃ですね。
カラスマよ、私の刃になって
目を閉じて安らかに眠れ。
私の視界の外へ行かないでください。
カラスマよ、私の刃になって
目を閉じて安らかに眠れ。
落ち着いて考えましょう。
カラスマよ、私の刃になって
目を閉じて安らかに眠れ。
この程度じゃ。
Inside these persons actually corrupted our own mechanical devices. They've just been getting even crazier since just now. Feels like there's something around. Who's there? from deep unconscious state, his screams echoing throughout. What happened? Liv, what's that next to you? Let's not talk about that. It should be no problem. Are you experiencing any discomfort? The data indicates no corruption in your mind beacon, and all readings are normal. It feels like I just took a nap. I think I heard Waju's call for help. Liv, this thing beside you. When you were unconscious, these indefinable and undetectable shadows started appearing in Tabula Akasha. I can't verify if your loss of consciousness is related to the appearance of these shadows, but it seems... It's not just here. Many shadows like this have also shown up on the battlefield outside. But there are none around you, Commandant. Huh? As you prop yourself up and survey the surroundings, you discern that apart from the shadow behind Liv, the vicinity around you appears to be a clean zone in contrast to the other areas. Why? They're all the dead within Tabula Akasha. I know that. That's Villiers, isn't it? No, you're not Chu. We should have met before, Xanthos. Villiers. You're the one who disappeared with Huaxu on the Niter. When we were in Kowloon back then, Chu mentioned that it was you who secretly took Huaxu away. Is that so? I disappeared with Huaxu later, huh? Alright, because he wouldn't know about what happened to the other version of him, right? Because this is just data, isn't it? Why are you here? Has anyone told you that in Tabula Akasha, death is not the end? Here, countless mind data and fragments of consciousness are stored, and I am one of them. All the humanoid figures you're seeing are projections of the mind data stored in Tabula Akasha's database, manifesting in the physical world. My Huaxu has been attacked by an unknown source, causing these memory data leaks from Tabula Akasha. Oh, so it's his. Do you still believe Huaxu is yours to this day? Of course. She is my one and only perfect creation. I created her, and I possess her. Otherwise, she wouldn't remember me. Man's obsession with Huaxu has reached an unparalleled level. So, I need to reboot Huaxu to save her. You don't think that'll buy that and help you, do you? You will. Because it's not just me who needs Huaxu to be rebooted. Chu needs it too. No, are they gonna try to use along in this arsenal again? Under Department's stringent demands, the military has to dispatch additional teams to set up domain nodes near Kowloon Metropolis. However, this time, neither Trilla nor Hassett possesses the firepower to shoot another bullet. The conclusion presented to Parliament is more realistic than the matter concerning the Forsaken. Huaxu's existence is now confirmed, and there's a significant likelihood that the punishing virus will assimilate all data from Huaxu and Tabula Akasha. Should the punishing virus assimilate Huaxu, it will likely be a matter of time before it leverages Huaxu to overthrow Crystal, particularly considering the presence of the computing power lock and its complete capacity sealed behind it. To the residents of Babylonia, the looming threat of Babylonia's fall, orchestrated by Luna, utilizing Huaxu, appears more tangible than the specter of 7,295 ballistic missiles. Moreover, given that Tabula Akasha houses vast data on Earth's life forms, no one knows what uncontrollable evolutions of the Red Tide and Hero creatures might undergo based on. Right, yeah, because like I was saying, I could feel that maybe the shadows are something similar to what the Red Tide has done because it was infected by the punishing virus. Which wouldn't be too hard to question. And it makes sense too, because again, the fact that Luna was able to use it just with a terminal, so it's like, what could a punishing virus be capable of if it has full access over all of Huaxu? Definitely is a terrifying thought. because who knows, maybe it could actually make Gestalt obsolete, and then we'd have no way to fight it. If these events transpire, their consequences will be more severe than the issue with the Forsaken. The Forsaken can't become a major threat overnight, but the Red Tide can. Allowing Watanabe to wield the Sword of Damocles is a far better choice than placing a butcher knife in the hands of humanity's enemy. Commander Nicola, has the war mobilization been issued? Yes. Nicola responds with succinct acknowledgement. Ever since the Forsaken incident, the relationship between Nicola and Hassa has become suddenly awkward. Right, because they both technically had parts in it in some way. Hassa with the president, or the former president, and then Nicola with his own team, doing his own thing with Kurano. The shared ideals remain unwavering, yet they are akin to two infinitely parallel lines. Perhaps they can only truly understand each other at the point of infinity when the dream of reclaiming Earth and rebuilding a home comes true. Till that one line must bear the weighty darkness. For the Parliament, this is indeed the only option. Even letting the Ascendants control Huaju is better than having Huaju help hetero creatures evolve. Just do what you can. I'll buy you as much time as possible. Leave the security arrangements for the domain nodes to me. Thank you, Commander Nicola. However, if Parliament neglects Gestalt's advice, forcibly orders Gestalt to activate the Longinus arsenal, there'd be nothing the military or I could do. That much I'm aware of. So, they must retreat. You've read the report. The Transcendent known as Chu was assassinated by someone from the world government, a council member, and she's even from Kowloon herself. I really don't understand what this Chu did, or what she intended to do. Didn't you ever meet her when you were with the world government on the surface? No. It was already too late when I joined the world government. All I know is, Triller once said that Kowloon acted as a counterweight that could measure of her powers, and he had to handle it cautiously to offset other rising forces. Put Kowloon on one end of the scale and it would gauge the weight of the opposite side. After the battle at Kowloon, and again this time, I now understand what made Triller say that. Wow, ain't that something? Oh, who knows? Maybe I actually somehow could finish this. Probably not, but you never know. Now, it's not just the punishing virus and those who survived the underground city, but many ghosts have also appeared. Furthermore, the Villiers who saved the Niter was also suddenly reappeared in their ghost form. Had a long talk with the technician on Babylonia and a robot that looked like the vending machine. I don't really understand the technical details, after all I'm just a historian. I found a conclusion that toward the punishing virus from acquiring Huaju into a very unidentified network intrusion. We must find a way to redirect their assaults on Huaju elsewhere. And that Villiers also claimed that Chu is still alive. Never before in your recollection has there been such a tumultuous scene. Following your graduation from FOS, you may not have overseen large-scale battles encompassing hundreds of thousands of individuals. You do have experience in cooperative battles involving thousands. This time, however, at this high ground, you see Kowloon soldiers clad in white uniforms, constructs from Babylonia, killing hetero creatures, vibrant entities of mind data all converging on the same battlefield. It's akin to a pot of diverse spices and ingredients cooked, crushed, and mixed together. What a chaos. It will get even more chaotic. Ultimately, the problem lies with Huaju. On the other side, it's Asimov who you managed to contact with the aid of the reinforcements and engineering forces who are still trying to dig in. Is there any memory address that I can take a look? Oh, really? The church is gonna help. The opposite entity was an unfamiliar signal that abruptly established a connection with you 15 minutes ago. Reckoning named Xavier also claimed to be a friend of Han Ying's. Upon discovering that Han Ying had been harmed by another Mechanoid, he immediately transmitted a blueprint program to
Long general codes to the Fuji crew members present for treating the comatose Han Ying. Wow. I feel like I'm missing a lot of details. Schultz. He betrayed his own kind. Schultz is referring to is that mechanoid who backs up Han Ying and attempted to attack. Ever since 10 minutes ago, the conversation between these three has far surpassed your understanding. Huaju's memory address is classified.
Don't you see the situation right now? I've mentioned it before. The Babylonia Parliament is now certain that Huaju and Chu still exist. They will never let Huaju, which can rival Gestalt, fall into the hands of the punishing virus. Even if Gestalt objects to deploying the Longinus arsenal, the Parliament holds the power to override Gestalt and authorize its use to physically obliterate Kowloon.
You have no right to decide for Huaju. I'm not sure if you really have the guts to authorize the use of the Longinus arsenal to decimate Kowloon, but if you do so, you won't be able to withstand the wrath of those who are still living in Kowloon. Especially the wrath of that person. Can you only think of one thing at a time? It seems like you can't multitask in your thinking process. By the way, have you ever tried chatting with thousands of threads simultaneously?
President Hassan and I can only delay them as much as we can, but truth be told, the recent teams deployed have already brought down domain nodes under the Parliament's command.
This is humanity, destroying others out of fear, still ugly as ever. I mean, is there a possibility that you talking about this now won't make things any better? Hey, Zero, why are you running off again? So what exactly are you trying to say, Mechanoid? The way punishing virus corrupts data is different from how external data is injected, so it requires a different approach to handle. Over 80% of this place is made up of electric components. The core unit of Huaju's data is also a logic circuit, and so is the control room of Tabula Akasha. Bingo! Essentially, you are inside a giant mechanical brain. So the first thing you need to do is get rid of all the punishing virus inside this mechanical brain. Which means, hetero creatures are like parasites invading the brain. They must be dealt with by force. But what about the punishing virus that has corrupted the circuit components? You know how to handle the virus in construct circuits. What about the one in circuits and databases? Are you really from the Science Council? Are you? I used to be. In fact, when I worked in the Science Council, you probably weren't even born yet. You. Hey, these two humans have some kind of history. Maybe some sort of professional rivalry? Handling the punishing virus in circuits and data systems shouldn't be through external forces. You must rely on the machinery and data itself. On a micro level, there are generally two ways to remove punishing virus from pure mechanical devices and data systems. The first is what you do with constructs, using the invert device and that mind thing to connect with compatible human minds.
How do you know all these details?
Oh, well, I just did my homework. Don't touch the cable. Up, a bit higher. Anyway, the second method is what mechanoids would do. In other words, let mechanoids' consciousnesses and cleaning programs remove the punishing virus themselves.
Mechanoids' consciousnesses.
Machines can do all this themselves.
Of course I know that.
Actually, Asimov is aware that there are mechanoids capable of resisting the punishing virus to a certain degree. Based on the file given by him earlier, the Savior is likely one of them.
And the principle is? You mentioned how constructs resist the punishing virus, but what about the principle of mechanical circuits fighting off the virus?
Well, it should be something similar. Clearly he's hiding something.
Are you sure about this?
Yes.
Let's do it then. What? How could you blindly place your trust in a stranger mechanoid like that?
Between humans and machines, I prefer to trust the latter. Besides, I should know machines better than you. Especially this one.
If we want the consciousnesses within this mechanical head to remove the punching virus, we still need Huaju. Hold on. If we simply reboot Huaju, the punching virus and the invasive signal will immediately seize control of the entire Tabula Akasha database once Huaju's defenses are down. No, restarting Huaju is a process, not an instant action. Due to the different time flow within the Tabula Akasha database compared to the outside world, mainly rebooting Huaju from the inside will take me 24 hours, which translates to 5 minutes and 7 seconds for you. That's why I asked for the memory address. We need to parse the code of the invader from Huaju's memory address. I'll do it. Gestalt has also been suffering from invasive attacks recently. I can handle some network environment processing and parsing. Cool! Wait a second. Everything we just discussed is based on the assumption that Tabula Akasha is a mechanical brain. But where do those consciousnesses and cleaning programs come from that will actually do the job? Can't you see them? Those things wandering between life and death outside. The souls freed from the pathetic human shells. Aren't they all consciousnesses? But aren't those all human consciousnesses? Are you really the chief technician of the Science Council? Do you still consider the dead to be human? Although it is the truth, your way of thinking is too inhumane. It's making me feel sick. You'd think I don't despise my former human identity. But right now I no longer belong to the human race. I'm just one of the dead. So, are we all good to go now? Shall we get started? Wait a moment. Once Huaju is rebooted, this place will be complete chaos for a full 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 7 seconds. What about Chu? She already left the place where I am. She should be in the corrupted sectors of Tabula Akasha now. I can't reach her. Is Chu the cleaning program you mentioned? Seems you're not that stupid. What are the chances of success? If you're asking about the probability of successfully rebooting Huaju, it's 100%. That confident, huh? My teacher, let's just say that, created Gestalt, and I created Huaju. It's that simple. Then what's next? What are the chances of survival for everyone in Tabula Akasha? If successful, Huaju will use the crystallized consciousness clustering Tabula Akasha to clear out the punching virus. The survival probability of your people is 50%, as it solely depends on whether Huaju can be rebooted. Someone made the same promise when they rebooted the light wall last time. You don't trust me? Can't gamble with the lives of hundreds of thousands. But do you have any other choice now? Xanthos, Commander Nicola and President Hassan can't hold off the Parliament forever. But the issue with Huaju must be resolved, by any means necessary. So you must retreat. What about Chu? What happened to her? I don't know. Maybe even Chu herself doesn't know. But Huaju knows, and so does the consciousness cluster in Tabula Akasha. That is the only path they've hidden from me. It's very interesting, because again, these will be those kind of desperate situations where you kind of have to like accept whatever help you can, even if you can't completely trust it. Because you need to focus on the present now at certain points. Just like each of us has our own mission to fulfill, and things we must do. I won't justify my actions, nor will I seek forgiveness for them. Do what you must. Do what you must. Chu's consciousness still in Tabula Akasha. I said it already. She left the lower levels where Huaju and I currently are, and went to other corrupted sectors of Tabula Akasha. All the futures Huaju and Gestalt simulated, there are too many paths you have yet to see. All the hidden divergence points are waiting before you. Just go for it. I'll take command of the defense line outside. Every choice is a gamble anyway. Pack up the data of the firewall before it gets corrupted and send it to me. We'll do it in the sandbox. Do this after initialization and inline expansion. Skip this exception statement. Suspend Huihan? Huicho? You need to additionally calculate the access code for the data structure for the dictionary. It's a variable hyperbit topology. Get the handshake packet. Sounds Council, attention. The reboot of Huaju will commence in 3 minutes. From the currents of data, the 3 brilliant minds embodying the past, present, and future of this world embark on their journey. Now to disperse the red fog composed of zeros and ones shrouding Huaju. It's their battlefield. The battlefield that needs you is not here. Time waits for no one. The piece is set, time to make the next move. World Government Parliament, President's Office. Alright, give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back. I need to check. A solemn expression Hassan says the file before him. Proposal to restart Project Eden into Stellar Navigation Colonization. But besides Council's findings, the present Eden 2 interstellar colonization vessel possesses the complete capability to utilize cold nuclear fusion, propulsion, and life support, eliminating the need for zero-point energy engines. Therefore, I petition for a parliamentary resolution to restart Project Eden, enabling our Babylonia to voyage to the stars where it rightfully belongs. I recall that during the Golden Age, your father worked as an engineer at the World Astronomical Study Assembly. I know this holds a special place in your heart. However, Council List, I can't help you present this proposal to the Parliament. Why? You've already raised a similar proposal before. The two proposals are not the same, but I hope you understand that our vision is to reclaim Earth. Eden 2 was indeed originally constructed for that purpose, but now is not the appropriate time for it to set sail. If the Forsaken's missiles were to be moved within striking distance of Babylonia tomorrow, would you let it set sail? That depends on the situation. If the Ascendants were to truly destroy Gestalt and Babylonia tomorrow, would you let it set sail? Such things can't be assumed. So the answer remains no, Counselor List. I still believe that now is not the right time to revisit this proposal. Please go back. We still have our soldiers currently fighting on the surface. War. Earth is our cradle, but humanity cannot live in the cradle forever. Seriously, why is this guy even bringing up this subject now? Like, really? I guess, like, you're about, like,
just get away from it. But again, that's not solving the problem. That's just running away. Okay. Now I can advance to this other stuff. Now the question is, did I actually need this other information before to help me catch up with this, or no? Let's find out. Originator. In the course of history, the past dominates the present. On the writing of history, the present dominates the past. Chan Zhongshu. She wakes up again. Chu finds herself sitting in an armchair as if she was drifted off while reading and taking a brief nap. Hello. Thank you for using the tablet Akasha. I'm Washu, and I will assist you in completing the mind data upload. How did I end up here? This is the pre-login relay space for Tablet Akasha. Chu, identification number 578-422-1930. You have been confirmed dead and are thus permitted to join Project Tablet Akasha. Am I dead? According to the Mind Data Upload Protocol Tablet Akasha, confirmation of deceased status is necessary to transfer one's consciousness to the Tablet Akasha Human Mind Data Repository. I will assist you in completing the full Mind Data Upload. Further ahead is but another Chu, also seated in an armchair, yet to be awakened by her sleep. Birth records, growth records, life events, work history, resume. Accompanied by Huachu's voice, towering high-density shelves emerge from those paintings lining up before Chu, like majestic mountains. Are these all histories related to me? Yes, to be precise, this is your history. Based on these historical records, documented in the Kowloon Data Center, Tabula Akasha can reconstruct your entire life. You can choose to be uploaded into the Tabula Akasha database and review these historical records without any time constraints. After that, these historical records will become part of your virtual consciousness. Entering Tabula Akasha along with your consciousness, you will arrive in a new world and continue to live on. A new world. Kowloon Third People's Hospital. Got a tool at hand that could open the paper bag. Chu has to tear along the wax seal to open it. A birth certificate. She was born in a public hospital in Kowloon at the 13th floor of the obstetrics department. Birth number 01323. Not only her, but her elder brother and younger brother were also born in this public hospital. Whatever it is, it's a Kowloon hospital. They're all Kowloon people. Father. She crested the two name in the greenish birth certificate. As her fingers brushed one of the names, an image jolts in her mind like an electric shock. This won't do. The heart rate remains suboptimal. Director, the fetal heart rate's dropped as well. Prioritize saving the mother. Administer atropine and dopamine. Bleeding won't stop. But the child. Dr. Shu, I'll try to keep the mother stable. The child's life is in your hands. Villiers. These things also be recorded in Tabula Akasha. Every piece of information that should be recorded in an individual's history will be included in Tabula Akasha. She did not know exactly what happened on the operating table that day. It was only years later, when she looked through the sealed files of medics, that she discovered how her never-seen mother had been engulfed by family conspiracies. Regardless of status,
regardless of confidentiality. There is only one thing that I would like you to acknowledge. Every consciousness that can be uploaded to Tabula Akasha has been declared dead. If you are ready, the reconstruction for the data upload can commence at any time. Let's get started. I've been ready for a long time.
My bad. Sorry, I just wanted to give myself a break from like reading all the lines, and it was like, oh my god, this is already looking like so much exposition. So I was like, you know what? Let me just drink some water, relax. Okay. I only know that to meet the requirements of heavy load and operational stability, or if I major disassembly of rockets and space shuttles, the surface track had to be custom built. Moreover, this. What is it? Possibly due to confidentiality considerations, the surface transport track and excavation work were not contracted to Norman Mine Corp, or handled by a contractor under your family's name. Be mindful of your words. Are you insinuating? Enough. Take Chu back, Yin. What have I taught you, Yin? Answer me. Do not pursue ephemeral fame, but strive for lasting benefit. Sorry again. It was just, once again, it was just like some regular stuff that it's like, I didn't feel like bringing up.
Certain obscure truths cannot be recorded in history. Despite being correct, they may only become lies of history. Many things we do now may not be understood, but only reveal their significance in the distant future. You must look further ahead, Chu. A candle? The power will be out for a while longer. Use this candle for now. Does this really count as a light? Of course, it's a light. Only such a light won't be extinguished at such a time. Lord J, the EMP has been confirmed effective. We're ready. I see. Fighting evil with evil is the only way to deal with them. Do not leave here, Chu. Stay and protect Dai and Yin. No matter what happens outside, you must not leave. Understand? I see. Let's get started.
Zheng gestures to the Yazi crew behind him and exits the doorway without looking back, leaving Chu and the candlelight in her hand behind. This is a piece of history not recorded in the annals of Kowloon. On that day, the entire Kowloon experienced the largest power outage since the Chamber's unification in the Golden Age. Rumors in Kowloon suggest that during the 5 hours from the blackout until power was restored the next day, the Yazi crew, unrestricted by the Beyond and Pulau crews, purged the entire Kowloon in the Veil of Night. Even the night patrols of the Chao Feng crew fell silent that night, folding back their wings. Of course, these are just rumors. Rumors, after all, cannot be recorded in history. Even years later, when the Swanee crew documented this piece of history, they wrote under the instructions of Chu, who had by then become the moniker Kowloon, dutifully erased the pages detailing that day. Certain obscure truths cannot be recorded in history. Despite being correct, they may only become lies of history. That was actually like a whole lot just for that one part. I'll just do one more. Let's say somehow get to a battle. If not, then I'll leave it there. At times, even Chu herself can't distinctly recall that night. She knows one thing. The chance of seeing her father are becoming fewer and fewer. Everything her father said to her on that day is coming true one by one. Yin. He was actually taking the blame for me that day. He did not let me down. After today, I hear from many people that they dislike your older brother as well as they dislike your dad. Since that night, her father has almost never appeared in the clan. Within the clan, it seems he is increasingly shunned. Even Shun, the clan leader, never mentions his name again. While the brother, who had always been highly regarded, seldom appears in the chamber's inner courtyard, except for necessary clan education. However, she and Dai appear unaffected, despite the clan's growing demand for the two siblings to take turns studying in the inner courtyard. Apart from all that, the indescribable sense of emptiness always lingers in Chu's heart, as if there's something she can never understand but tirelessly yearn for.
I'm sorry.
Are you tired? I've been spacing out a lot lately. Let's take a 10-minute break. We're making decent progress on the Book of Lord Shang.
When the distinction between public and private is clear, the petty will not envy the virtuous, and the unworthy will not be jealous of merit. That's where we left off.
Alright, let's stop here. We'll resume the class in 10 minutes.
Master, what's the matter? It says here, thus do not break word when promising generous rewards. Make sure to carry out penalties, though severe. By neglecting the distant or favoring the close, subjects will not deceive the monarch, subordinates will not mislead their superiors.
Yes, that's the opening of this section. Do you have any questions?
Offer generous rewards to establish trust and implement necessary severe punishments. Include those with distant relations and rewards, and not exempt those with close relations from penalties. This is how father does it too.
Lord Zhang has always been fair in his rewards and punishments.
Does he also not neglect the distant nor favor the close? What exactly happened 2 years ago?
Well,
I asked Wen Yuan and Wen Jin, who are usually in the inner courtyard, but they refused to answer me.
if Wen Yuan and Wen Jin don't know, I actually won't know either. Wen Yuan, Wen Jin, Wen Hui, Wen Lan, our names align in order. I'm really the last among the four scholars. Undoubtedly not as good as the others.
They're always around Shin, and you're always with my father. How do you not know anything?
Well, it's not really my place to discuss.
You must know something. Don't hide it from me.
Miss Chu, you'd be interested in visiting the library.
The library? But you haven't answered my question yet.
Let's say that's enough for today's lesson. If you have further questions, I'll be in the library's council room assisting Lord Zhang. You're welcome to join me there anytime.
When is he hiding? You can come find me anytime. Anytime. Does he want to tell me something after all?
Why are you here?
I'm here to see Master.
Wen Lan. I believe Scholar Suwani mentioned he has a meeting. You may come in.
Is it just you here, Father?
Yes, it is. Do you need something?
There's something I need to ask you.
I have some time now. Ask away. I may not have Wen Lan's breadth of knowledge, but I'll do my best.
What exactly happened 2 years ago? Why do you have your family members, including Shun, avoiding you?
Is that what you want to know, my daughter?
I came across a passage that said rewards and punishments must be credible. Severe punishments must be guaranteed. Do not neglect those who are distant and do not favor those who are close. What does it mean for us?
Walk with me, Chu. It's been a while since our last casual walk together, hasn't it?
I haven't really seen you around lately.
It takes a few minutes to walk from the library's administrative side hall to the main hall of the collection. Look at all those people down there. They're not just Kowloon residents. We got visitors from all over, not just locals.
Because this is the biggest library in the world, right?
Exactly. That's something to be proud of. You should also know, I wasn't the one who built this library.
But aren't you the one who decided to build it, Father?
Before the chamber became what it is today, our family, our ancestors, every monarch of Kowloon before me, they all collected these books, artifacts. They gathered this knowledge. Dynasties change. Great eras can be documented. The weight of Kowloon in history binds every generation. If Kowloon's leaders along with our people. All I did was create a vessel for it. The monarch of Kowloon has been like a vessel too.
A vessel?
Yes. Just like this library, which is a vessel containing all kinds of knowledge from the vast world. The monarch must bear the will of Kowloon and its people, serving as their vessel.
Have you ever seen this library empty?
No.
Doesn't it close at night?
No, it doesn't. I've ordered it to be open 24/7.
because books and knowledge are meaningless without people to engage with them.
I understand. You're saying it's the people that matter.
Exactly.
But Father, does that incident relate to this library?
Sure. I'll put it in this way. Imagine a bottle filled with stones. You pour water into it, how much can it hold?
It depends on the gaps between the stones, but generally not much.
Undoubtedly. You can only hold less water than a bottle without stones. That night I cleared the stones. A bottle for water should only hold water, right?
Father, I don't get what you mean.
Never mind, Shu. I'll take care of everything. I'm glad you're here with me today.
Father?
I have to go now. There's an important meeting I must attend. Someone might come looking for you here. Just wait right here for that person. Feel free to speak your mind. It's okay. Just remember one thing, Chu. Your mother and I, we've always loved you. I'm sorry I've let you down.
Love? I understand, Father.
Lord Shun. He rarely makes public appearances, having stayed secluded in Kalong's inner quarters ever since he took over the family's affairs. In a way, he forged Kalong with iron and fire. Without him, Kalong could never achieve unification and conquest. Behind every facade, there's always someone managing the core. How's your studying going?
You've reached the Zebu section.
Excellent. Such a quick learner. These lessons, including the ones about history, they might seem tedious to you, but they are foundational. As the old saying goes, a 9-story tower begins with a mound of dirt. If the foundation is unstable, it will eventually collapse. What we in Kalong have always emphasized is a stable, rock-solid foundation.
Understood.
Tell me, what do you see in those people? In Kalong's hardest times, his hand has punished those who succumb to decay and selfishness. But Kalong, out of Quagmire War, completed the unification of the chamber. War, scars, and glory are etched in this aged hand.
They are visitors to the library.
That's all? Didn't Zhang teach you to look deeper? What else do you see? Among those seeking knowledge and those admiring the scenery, among those who relish the quiet and those who immerse themselves in it, among countless people amid these classics that bridge the ancient and the modern, the heavens and the earth, and the endless ocean of knowledge, vast treasure trove.
I saw a vessel.
Good. Is this really a vessel?
Remember, Chu, the essence of any structure lies in its foundation. The choice of stones sets the stage for the edifice that rises from it. Kalong is what it is because of its foundation. And only on that foundation can Kalong's tower stand. You start dismantling the foundation once you've reached the top of the tower.
You'll lose everything. So maybe, from what I think is like, Zhang took out people who were getting in the way of Kalong's prosperity. And he had to, like, make sure he labeled himself as such to make it seem like it was just things going out of control. But instead it's like actually just a system that they always do, like a cleansing of sorts. Meanwhile, in the vast council hall big enough to house an airplane, an antique conference table stands at the center. Oh, Dominic, see? Even so, this proposal can only be considered a suggestion. The final decision on this initiative rests with Kalong in your judgment. At its core, this plan is merely an extension of the Human Genome Project, seed before our descent into the Great Depression. But this time we aim to extend our reach to the entire planet, beyond the mere confines of human civilization. Our goal is to employ artificial intelligence to map the genetics and physical characteristics of over 9 million species on Earth, recording and safeguarding this biological data. This task requires as much time and effort as interstellar travel, so this remains merely a suggestion. Given that Project Gestalt is still in its nascent stages, we simply lack the resources to propel this initiative forward at this time. So you're talking about a lack of funds. Exactly, and the Project Orient, currently underway, primarily focuses on interstellar exploration. This is but a small step for mankind. Should interstellar exploration validate our propulsion and navigational methodologies, interstellar colonization will be our next frontier. If only it were that simple. What do you mean? Order isn't established by incentives alone. Sometimes deterrents are necessary. It's like using both carrots and sticks, right? To achieve world unity and successfully colonize other planets, relying solely on science and technology isn't enough. Behind every facade, there's always someone managing the core. It's time to choose someone for this role. Whoever is chosen will need to build from scratch a superstructure capable of uniting humanity. A task not for the faint-hearted. This person needs to handle intense scrutiny and operate effectively behind the scenes. They must also be ready to make sacrifices, whether they are moral or physical, when required. Do you have anyone in mind? There is someone from the Transatlantic Economic Community who might fit the bill, but it will depend on his willingness. I'll discuss it with the leaders of the Arctic Route Union and the Transatlantic Economic Community. This task cannot be accomplished by our generation alone. The ambition of the science community or science council has always spanned beyond just one generation. The task spans beyond a single generation. But how many generations do we truly have left? Even in Kalong, mobilizing the full might of the chamber to propel a project that can lead us into tomorrow is fraught with challenges. But you are the capable one, because the monarch of Kalong is the one who makes the final judgment. I lead because people trust me to do so. I could easily issue orders without thought for the consequences, but in the end it's my people who have to carry them out. So when I act, I consider not just whether I can, but whether I should. Of course, my political acumen surely pales beside that of Kalong. Perhaps to you, scientists, everything seemed as calculable as an equation, solvable by balancing both sides of an equal sign. But humanity defies such simple measurement. True unity among humans is an illusion, be it in Kalong, the ARU, the TEC, or anywhere else. As long as there is inequality, as long as privileges exist, as long as people cannot earn what they rightfully deserve through their labor and effort, humanity will never achieve true unity. Cold fusion technology has lifted us from the depths of the Great Depression, propelled global productivity to new heights. The base we now enjoy owes much to the Science Council, which has illuminated the tangible benefits of these advancements for all to see. However, we must be clear. Introducing cold fusion also means potentially escalating military capabilities. Even if we manage to unite the world one day, eternal conflicts will persist.
Right. He's not wrong, because sometimes... Because look, change is supposed to be a good thing. It's like making sure we can learn from our mistakes of the past and improve so we don't make those same kind of mistakes, and so we don't make anything like similar to that happen in other fields or subjects and other matters. But it's even more dangerous if it happens more faster, because it's so fast and people aren't able to take as much time to think about like the consequences and stuff, that other people would think since it's such a good idea here, they can just use it for anything else, and because they didn't think about the consequences, they can just start applying it and not face the full brunt of it, because it's like, well, you guys introduced the idea, as if it's like, oh, there's no way it could have been used for something bad. So his logic is sound, because again, it's also the same, because he would have to, if he was to actually agree to that deal, it would be like assigning people to do it, but they wouldn't even know what they're doing it for.
if they weren't part of the discussion, if he was just to make the decision just as the ruler himself. As you pointed out, resolving these issues is a task for more than one generation. But I believe that if our descendants keep at it, they might finally achieve what we've been hoping for. Yes, they will. There's another matter I've been hesitant to bring up. Go ahead. It appears Kowloon has replaced all of its representatives at the Council and other global bodies recently. Enough. That's not a concern for the Science Council. Understood. But I want to mention that if Kowloon even needs anything, the Science Council is always ready to help. Help, you say? It's not that you're helping us. Perhaps one day he and you will help each other. Then we'll address that when necessary. The decision is yours. Anything else we can discuss later. Just leave the document there. I'll have an answer for you by tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow. Must be prepared by nightfall. The sun will rise again tomorrow. Alright, and with that, I'm gonna end the stream there for today. Fortunately didn't get to finish it, but at least I'm another third of the way, so yeah, when I get back to this, I'll definitely hopefully be able to complete it, because I'll probably try to put more time, like at least a 4 or 5 hour stream for it. But it seems like now we're actually seeing like what events led to having a section 3 in on this, the whole like thing with like maybe Tabula Akasha, but at least more to this whole like facility and like how it connects Gestalt to the Huaju and everything. But it's definitely getting more interesting into actually pointing out the finer details in Kowloon. But anyway, let me give a huge shout out to Guardian Soulblade for showing up. Great seeing you again. And like I said, tomorrow I will continue with East 10 Nordics, but you guys do enjoy the stream, but you're not already following the channel, please make sure you leave a follow, much appreciated. Check out my YouTube channel, Post all the VODs, and subscribe there too. And join Discord, you guys not already. But this has been Xanthos Vice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. See you guys next time. We're out.
多くの者が九龍を誤解しています。特に芸術協会。九龍は数百年も停滞した旧文明ではない。古風な話でもすでにいません。彼らは九龍の歴史に無関心すぎる。失礼千万です。